Alright, welcome back to Kuma Reviews. What we're taking a look at is the Armarauders Bellerophon. This is by Mecha Workshop in association with Signal, who does the Riotbot figures. Apparently a lot of Iron Man figures coming out too, but a lot of die-cast and mecha toys, Really good product, and this is great too. So what it comes with is the Bellerophon, his pilot, Cameron Knox. Cam comes with a backpack over here, 2 guns, a different clear dome for his head, so you can give it that see-through effect. 2, I don't know what to really call them, they're like shurikens, but they've got blades on the sides, as well as a stand with the Armarauders logo for Cam himself. Alright, taking a look at pilot Cam Knox. What's cool about this is that he's small, but he's a fully articulated figure in himself. Let's take a look at the head on this guy. He's just below 2 inches there, so yeah, very small. But waist, head, shoulders full rotation, swivel right beneath the bicep, wrist swivel, wrist pegs, thigh swivel, knee bend. Heck, I'm surprised he doesn't have ankle tilts being that small, but yeah, it's really, really good. I'm going to spend a million years on it, but he does come with a cool accessory in his backpack here. The backpack, it's like a gimmick within a gimmick. It has 2 guns here. So, if you want, you just separate them at the back. They have a peg. And this is really small, so those are blasters for the backpack. They do just come off. They're on ball joints. Alright. So what we're going to go ahead and do is take the head off. It just pops off at the ball joint. Alright, now that you got the head off, press the backpack on. Press it down as hard as possible. Give yourself as much clearance with the ball joint for the head as possible. Just pop that guy back on. It's small, it's not going to make a loud popping noise or anything like that. Now the guns, just go over the forearm and peg into the fist slot there. Same with the other side, but yeah. It's a solid little dude, but it's so small that it's like auto fiddly. If that makes sense. He does come with a stand, not really necessary. But there we go. He loses a lot of his head turn and stuff like that with the backpack on. If you want a little bit of variation here, you can move these back and rotate these blasters forward. So for a little figure, 2 inches, he's got quite a bit to him. Alright, and that's Cam. Alright, now taking a look at the big guy, the Bellerophon. We're also going to take a look at the stand here. Pro tip: when I have him standing there, I keep this piece pointed forward. It also acts as a flight base for him. So if he falls back, he at least has something to fall back on. Really cool. Not a big fan of the blue. It'd be awesome if it was black, but still a cool accessory nonetheless. Alright, so in terms of functionality, these 2 pieces come off if you'd like them to, and these 2 parts holding these 2 bases also come off. So, taking a look, it's kind of hard to maneuver it around him when he's standing in there because of his arms and stuff, but these 2 pieces actually rise up and they lock. See? There we go. Alright, hold him in place. Oh, and if I haven't noted, this is a test shot, so some of the tolerances, on mine in particular, the ankle joints, are going to be way better on the finished version, so don't necessarily take what you see here in terms of anything floppy and stuff like that as Bible. Still an awesome opportunity, an awesome toy, and it came out a lot better than a lot of finished figures I bought. But anyway, there it is, opened up. Okay, you see little computer monitors here and stuff like that. It's neat. These kinds of bases and stuff like that aren't really my personal thing, but for those, I see a lot of people take pictures with the, I don't know, they're like stage acts or something like that. It'll be perfect. And even for my photography, I mean, it's really nice to kind of include in the picture and, you know, eat up some of that negative space. But there we go. Alright, here's a golden opportunity to take a look at one of the coolest gimmicks I've seen on any toy in all of my time collecting. We're not exactly done with the pilot yet. He can actually pilot this guy. And the way you do it, you pull this chest piece out, open it up. It's like a flight stick there. You go ahead and sit Mr. Cam in there. Flight stick back. Close it up. And boom, back to square one. And what's cool is it doesn't hinder any posability or anything like that. It's done perfectly. Right, taking a look at the Bellerophon itself. It measures to just under 9 inches, head to toe. Now this is a new toy, new line, so I normally just use a measuring stick, give you guys the height, and let it be. But since this toy, again, is new, we'll go ahead and do some size comparisons and things like that to maybe some other robot lines and things at the end of this review, so you can see how it actually looks next to other toys. Alright, one thing I'd like to point out is that throughout this toy, there are multiple clips. So, see how that clips on and off? I don't necessarily know why the kneecap is a clip piece, but it is. There are ones on the side, and they have arrows pointing to them too, which is pretty cool. But you can see 2 on the arms here, 2 on the thighs, to where you have the ammo clips. I put those on. Take a look on the back here, there are clips on the back too. Even these missile pods up top, those clip in via that clip style. So really cool. Lots of options there for display and things like that. Okay. Now, giving it another rotation so you guys can actually see how it looks on the back. He does have boosters here. Those are turnable. The boosters themselves also on ball joints. Pretty cool. Lots of posability. The missile pods are also posable. Side to side, up and down. Really cool stuff. Alright, bringing it back forward. And like I was saying, I'm being really careful with these because it held good poses while I was taking the pictures and stuff like that, but the ankles are a bit loose and I don't feel like picking this up every 5 seconds. Now looking at the posability here, we went over some of the other areas. These pieces on the shoulders here go up and down, around. We looked at the cockpit gimmick. There are also missile pods in his shoulders. Alright. And I love the coloring here. Very, very comic-like. And what's cool about this aesthetic is just how smooth it is. It's just a good looking design. So Don Figueroa did a really good job when he came up with these. Alright. So these missile pods, to not hinder shoulder motion, they actually, see how this all moves around? That's intuitive. That is amazing. Alright. Ball jointed shoulders there. The arms have swing in and out on that same shoulder joint. Okay. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. Wrist ball joints, as well as palms that go in and out. And fully articulated separated fingers, which is awesome. Okay. waist, ab crunch. I mean, this thing's amazing. Strong ratcheting, forward and back leg swing, double jointed knees, which is awesome. Of course, ankle tilts, in and out. Get him back to square one. He just has a lot of moving pieces, which is cool. It gives you a lot of options in terms of posing and stuff like that. There's not really anything that this thing can't do. Before I forget, we had talked about that clear dome piece. Pops right off. And there you go, so you can see how that looks. Okay, we'll go ahead and look at his weapons here. We have the two guns up top. He comes with two big blasters, two shoryukens. Yeah, we'll take a look at the blasters first. They have pegs that peg into the hand, as well as the fingers being able to go in. So I like that the pegs are in a good enough position to where you don't necessarily, and the guns do, come apart. I don't know why. I really don't. So they come in a good enough position to where I should have put the finger first there, or bent the finger. You kind of just put them on the palm and they peg right in. There's no searching for it. You saw I was able to do that without even looking on the inside there. Now you can do them holding both guns, of course, but I personally like the fact that he's posable enough with the double jointed elbows and all that to hold it like a shotgun. Really, really cool. So so there's that. I actually put leg forward, him out. And it's a really just stable figure. I mean, look at that guy. And that's a test shot. This thing is out of control. Now, one thing that I did want to touch on, it does have some die cast there. And the feet for sure. I'm not sure about throughout the body and things like that. It's got that heft though, to where I can tell there is some in his inner frame. So, really solidly built toy. Taking a look at that. That's how the blaster is. Now, you saw the front part of the gun comes out. The clips also come off. I don't see a purpose for that yet. He does come with 4 more clips that go on each of his sides. But outside of being a nice looking accessory, I'm not really finding a crazy purpose to that. Alright, now these guys, the shoryukens. Personally, I like them best clipped into his arm here. It's a pretty tight clip. Alright, you do that on both sides when I'm not knocking stuff off ball joints. Okay, so there's that. You can see how that looks. I dig it. Or, of course, you can have them hold them like shoryukens. So these are really tight, these lower arms. See that? That's crazy. Alright, now that you've seen the shoryukens being able to disassemble these pieces by clipping them in the arm so tight that they just explode when you try to remove them, we'll show you the proper way to take these off. These middle pieces here just slide, and then you can take that middle piece out. Same thing on the other side, slide, pops right out. Okay. Alright, now these, there's no like peg or anything like that, they're just what they are. Man, I cannot wait to have a finished version of this, because once it has really tight ankles and stuff like that, it is going to be a beast of a figure. It's a beast of a figure now. Alright, so there's him holding them. Let's go ahead and get him into a picture-worthy pose, because that's a photographer and that's what I like to do. It's crazy. This being a test shot, like, most joints are good, but some of them are either really loose or insanely tight. Like, there's no middleman for some of these. It's just weird seeing two opposite ends of the spectrum, because sometimes you'll get a test shot with really tight joints, sometimes you'll get one with really loose, but yeah. Similar pose. And another thing that's going to be fixed up, I was told on the finished product, is the tightness of these clip points, because you can see those ones on the arms were really insanely tight, to where that one on the right leg, I'd say middle, not really loose, but you know, you can pop it out with ease. But okay, there he is with the Shoryukens. Nice looking weapon, solid toy. Now looking at the stand here, I've taken out those two base pieces, but even though these two side pieces come out, like so, I like to keep them, even if it doesn't affect it, just for the thought of stability. Alright, so Goken collectors may be more accustomed to stands like this, and even like Robot Damashi collectors, things like that, than Transformers collectors. But basically this top piece comes out. I like to just keep it clipped in. Do that part first, there, and then since it's not a ratchet, but it has the different gears there, you can position it however you want, and it'll just stay there. So, stands perfect, or if you want to adjust it up, slide this piece out, have them in flight and things like that, perfect. While I'm popping stuff out. Okay, that's a stand. Alright, now in terms of size comparisons and stuff like that, I was thinking about how to do it, just bringing different toys over to the light box, but I figured maybe, and I don't even have a light box, what the fuck am I talking about? I just set it in different areas. So here's him next to the Mad Toys Infinity Goken, King of Beast, as well as Soul of Chigoken, Gal Gaigar. Pretty decent fit in there. I understand he's in front, it's a little bit hard to see, but you know, kind of is what it is. Get that out of the way. Here he is next to some various future models, EX Goken products. Some of the Mazinger, Iniger, Shomaru. So yeah, pretty cool. Here he is next to the Soul of Chigoken Gal Gaigar line. It's way too big for Soul of Chigoken, or Super Robot Chigoken figures. My apologies, but yeah, way too big for that line. And here he is next to various third-party Transformers. So I know a lot of you guys who watch this stuff collect Transformers, so that should give you an idea. The Battle Tanker to your left, as well as the Advanced Project Protector and Shadow Scythe, those are Voyagers, so pretty big for the Classics line. For those 20 people who are going to ask how he scales for Masterpieces, I don't know. I don't collect the Masterpiece toys. Okay, and finishing this up, my thoughts on this, it's an incredible, incredible piece. Right now, it's already one of those between the accessories, posability, look, die-cast content. It's damn near one of those 10 out of 10 toys. And it's not saying this with a bias, because I didn't know anything about an Armarauder or a Bellerophon or any of that stuff. Prior to getting this and starting to do some research in terms of backtracking and stuff like that, this figure came as a surprise and a very, very good one. They've been developing this for years, and their work has paid the hell off. It's definitely one I recommend for just people who like robots in general. Screw a Transformer, screw a Super Robot, whatever. This line is amazing. And I started reading the comics and stuff like that. Really good story, simple to follow. Aliens are getting attacked by other aliens. They enlist the help of the planet Earth because Earth's about to get attacked next. Simple to follow, not too many episodes in. I'd suggest reading the comics too because I believe Armarauders.com actually has them for free on PDF for you to catch up. But overall, awesome toy, awesome series. My hat's off to Mecha Workshop and Sentinel. They released a good one. Awesome gimmicks and stuff like that too. Everything's really intuitive. Cannot recommend this piece enough. Thank you guys for watching and see you next review.